Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of WWE 2K25 Universe Mode. We are here on HAVOK and we are in the aftermath of WWE's most extreme, hard-hitting, devilish pay-per-view, Devil's Playground. The aftermath continues here tonight on HAVOK. And here is the former WWE World Champion, a man who lost everything last night in that Elimination Chamber match, to our new World Champion, Aleister Black. It is none other than Chad Gable.
At Devil's Playground, I stepped inside a structure designed to break men. The Elimination Chamber didn't just take my championship, it took everything. I walked in with gold. I walked in with power. And I walked out with nothing. No title, no control, no identity. Because the man you knew as Chad Gable, he didn't survive that chamber. And that's the most dangerous truth of all. When a man doesn't know who he is anymore, there are no rules, no limits, no lines he won't cross. A man like that will crawl into the darkest, blackest pits of hell just to tear out something new, something better, something lethal. You don't understand what you unleashed because what's coming back isn't looking for redemption, it's looking for dominance. Aleister Black, you may be holding the WWE Championship, but you are no champion. You're just keeping it warm. You're just standing in the way. And when I decide it's time to take back what's mine, this new Chad Gable won't wrestle you. He won't out-tech you. He won't outthink you. He will pry that championship from your cold, dead hands. The chamber didn't break me, it rebuilt me.
Chad Gable making it very clear that this is a new. Chad Gable seems unstable, unnerved, rocked by his loss at WWE Devil's Playground pay-per-view. He said he has lost everything and now he needs to go to the darkest depths to find and pull something new out of him. What does that even mean? Well, tonight we are kicking off the action with the singles debut of Sol Ruca. Sol Ruca debuted at Devil's Playground, and now she's here tonight on HAVOK.
Making her way to the ring from Honolulu, Hawaii, Sol Ruca.
Well, Sol Ruca about to kick off her WWE career here tonight on HAVOK. And what a big opportunity it was for her to stand across from the women's tag team champions as Maxine Dupree chose her as a partner. They were unsuccessful in winning the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions from Pretty Deadly Sinners, Rhea Ripley and Tatum Paxton. But Sol Ruca had such an impressive performance, and now she's officially signed here into the WWE. Well, Sol Ruca about to have her first in-ring competition solo match here tonight. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, look at her opponent.
From Adelaide, Australia, one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Rhea Ripley.
Now, hold up. Opponent. I guess we're going to get one-on-one action between one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Rhea Ripley, and Sol Ruca. I mean, honestly, I think Sol Ruca is a big threat here in the WWE. And what better way to take care of a big threat than to knock it out of the park, take it out of the potential threat way. Rhea Ripley and Tatum Paxton were pissed that Maxine Dupree was able to find a partner. And now Rhea Ripley tonight looks to rip apart her opponent from WWE Devil's Playground, Sol Ruca. Well, it looks like this is going to be an official match. I thought we were going to get Sol Ruca versus someone else, but it's Sol Ruca versus Rhea Ripley here tonight on HAVOK to kick off this show, and I'm here for it. Now look at this. Ooh, Rhea Ripley just destroying Sol Ruka with shots, chops, kicks. And now look at this. I think Rhea Ripley wants to just make Sol Ruka pay for even thinking about stepping to them at WWE Devil's Playground. I think this is going to be Rhea Ripley intimidating, making an example of Sol Ruka tonight. It's not about just a match here. It's about destroying and making sure that Sol Ruka is put in her place here in the WWE for Rhea Ripley. And she is doing just that. Rhea Ripley destroying Ruka here, not just throwing Sol Ruka across the ring. This is a grown woman, by the way. And Rhea Ripley is just throwing her across the ring. One of the most menacing figures in the WWE is Rhea Ripley and Tatum Paxley. I mean, Tatum Paxley, the psycho between Rhea Ripley's strange dominance. And now look at this, Rhea Ripley just having her way with Sol Ruka here. And now look at this, Rhea Ripley with an nasty clothesline, taking out Sol Ruka here. Ruka in a bad way with Rhea Ripley. Sol Ruka being dominated by the Nightmare, Rhea Ripley here. Now just look at Ruka in a really bad way against Rhea Ripley. And now look at this, Sol Ruka fighting off Ripley here. And now look at this, Sol Ruka once again fighting off Ripley here. Fighting off Ripley is Sol. Shots to Rhea. Taking everything to Rhea Ripley right now. And now look at Sol go. And now Sol running off the ropes here. But now Rhea Ripley with a big right hand catches Sol here. But now Sol able to counter, drops down, misses the boot, but there's a boot from Rhea. Sol once again counters out here, and a big face buster from Sol Ruka onto Rhea Ripley here. Sol could be feeling it here tonight against Rhea. As Sol now measuring Rhea and takes out Rhea Ripley here. Sol takes out Rhea. Sol with a surge of energy here against Rhea Ripley. Sol catching some lightning in a bottle here, and a big face buster to Rhea Ripley from Sol Ruka. And now look at this, Sol Ruka about to take out Rhea Ripley here, and now look at this, Sol Ruka, a perfectly executed back spring moonsault and a big drop kick from Sol Ruka, as Sol Ruka is feeling it here tonight against Ripley. But now watch out, because Ripley just with a nasty shot right to the neck of Sol Ruka here, going for the pinfall. And no, Sol Ruka survives. Still in this match is Sol Ruka, but now look at this, Sol Ruka stacking up Rhea Ripley here. Not even a 1 count there. And now Sol Ruka coming in hot here, and another face buster from Sol Ruka. Now look at this, Sol Ruka coming in hot against Ripley here. Pulling out all the offense on Rhea is Sol Ruka. Now look at this. What is Sol Ruka thinking? Look at the strength of Sol Ruka picking up Rhea Ripley here into a nice standing moonsault. Sol Ruka pulling everything out against Rhea Ripley here in only a 1 count. Rhea Ripley busted open at her head here. Now Sol Ruka measuring Rhea, coming in hot. But now, Rhea Ripley just takes down Sol Ruka. And now what is Rhea thinking? But no, Sol Ruka able to counter Rhea here. Sol Ruka counters Rhea, and now a big right hand just jarring Rhea here. And now look at this, what is she looking for? Good night, Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley just got planted by Sol Ruka here. Now what is Sol thinking? And now Sol plants Rhea. Rhea in a bad state here with Sol Ruka. And now look at this, Sol Ruka out of nowhere, but no, she was going for that Soul Snatcher, but Rhea Ripley catches her by her hair, takes out Sol Ruka here. And now look at this, but now Rhea Ripley goes over the top rope. Sol Ruka taking it to Rhea here. And now Rhea gets taken out by Sol. Sol and Rhea going at it here tonight on WWE HAVOK here. And now look at this, Sol Ruka takes out Rhea Ripley as Sol Ruka feeling it here tonight. And now look at Soul is feeling it tonight against Rhea Ripley. Now look at this. Sol Ruca gonna try and take Rhea into the ring. Rhea though. Now look at this. The strength of Rhea unmatched. And now Rhea just slams Sol Ruca down. The strength of Rhea Ripley is unmatched. And now sends Sol Ruca into the steel steps here. And now look at this. Ruca trying to get out of the grasp of Rhea. And now look at this. Ruca being very smart, getting back into the ring here. Now look at this. A big right hand. And now look at this. Out of nowhere. Wait. Out of nowhere. The Soul Snatcher on Rhea Ripley. Soul Snatcher on Rhea Ripley. 2. No, and Rhea Ripley kicks out of a Soul Snatcher. And Sol Ruca can't believe it. Sol Ruca cannot believe it. Ruca going to that second rope here. And now kicks off Rhea. And now look at this. A nice crossbody from Sol Ruca here. Ruca can't believe that she was not able to put away Rhea Ripley with a Soul Snatcher. And now Ruca just flying high here tonight against Rhea Ripley. And now once again Ruca coming in hot against Rhea, trying to put away Rhea's soul. And no, Rhea Ripley kicks out. What a match between Rhea and Sol Ruca. Sol Ruca having all the fire here tonight to put away Rhea. But will she be able to? But now Rhea Ripley counters, catches Sol Ruca here. Sol Ruca gets caught by Ripley here tonight. Now look at this. Ruca fighting out of the grasp. That abdominal stretch of Rhea Ripley takes down Rhea. Now Sol runs to Rhea, but there's a nasty clothesline from Rhea Ripley on Sol Ruca. Rhea Ripley measuring Sol Ruca here. And now look at this, but Sol Ruca able to counter Rhea. And now here comes Sol Ruca, but Rhea able to counter. But now Sol Ruca able to counter, but now neither woman is a nasty shot from Sol Ruca as Sol is going toe-to-toe with one of the most dominant forces tonight, Rhea Ripley. These women just going blow for blow, slapping each other in the face here. As Rhea saying, bring it on, but now Rhea firing off on Sol. And now Sol firing off on Rhea here. And now Rhea saying, bring it on, and now Sol with another shot. And now Rhea with a shot. And now both these women just battling it out here tonight. And now just look at this, both women just going after each other. And now look at this. Sol Ruca has Rhea up here, and now plants Rhea Ripley to Sol Ruca for the pinfall. 1, 2 for the win, and no, Rhea Ripley kicks out. Sol Ruca cannot believe it here. Rhea Ripley just kicked out. Now what is Sol Ruca thinking? Now Sol Ruca, they're going for it again, and the Soul Snatcher, a second Soul Snatcher here tonight. It has got to be it for Rhea Ripley. 2, 3, and Sol Ruca just upset defeats Rhea Ripley here tonight on HAVOK. What a big win in her debut singles competition match for Sol Ruca. That was quite the match for Sol Ruca here tonight on WWE HAVOK. Well, Sol Ruca showing her heart, showing her fortitude, showing how bad she wanted to be successful here tonight, proving that one loss does not ruin the trajectory of your career. Ripley just suffered a loss, an upset victory to Sol Ruca, who just made her debut. Oh, wait. No way. Bianca Belair. Wait, the team of Belair and Jada Parker standing at the top of the stage. They are signaling that they want a crack at the Women's Tag Team Championships. Oh, I would love to see this go down. 2 vicious teams throwing down. But what a loss for Rhea Ripley tonight. Well, up next here tonight on WWE HAVOK, it is time for our main event as Dominic Mysterio looks to avenge his humiliating loss at none other than Devil's Playground, where he made his debut. It's Dominic Mysterio's singles debut on HAVOK up next. Well, at WWE Devil's Playground, it was quite the Elimination Chamber match. This man, Montez Ford, had such a great showing. He almost could have walked out WWE World Champion, but that would go to none other than Aleister Black, who avenged his loss from weeks ago. The highway robbery from weeks ago. It was a great elimination match, elimination chamber match, and all of these men really fought to practically the death of each other. I mean, that last 10 minutes of that match between Aleister Black and Chad Gable is goated. It's based. And there is no doubt that Chad Gable is vengeful, completely vengeful after that loss. But now tonight, Montez Ford gets to step in the main event tonight on WWE HAVOK, and he takes on Dominic Mysterio. And Mysterio had a little bit of a humiliating debut here in Universe Mode, for sure. I mean, we'll get into it in seconds, but Montez Ford, you have to be thinking, he wants another crack. He wants to be in that World Championship picture. The question is, who will Aleister Black defend that title against next? It seems as if Chad Gable stepped away tonight to re-find himself. He's not asking for an automatic rematch or anything, which is very weird, and unlike Chad Gable. So who will step up to face Aleister Black? But this is Dominic Mysterio, and he had quite the humiliating debut match for Universe Mode.
From San Diego, California, weighing in at 200 pounds,
Mysterio went into that Elimination Chamber match as a surprise, a wild card, because you need 6 men to fill out that chamber. And he started off against Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker speared this kid in half and pinned him. The quickest elimination in Elimination Chamber history. And now tonight, Dominic Mysterio looks to avenge that humiliation ritual against none other than Montez Ford. Will Dominic Mysterio be able to overcome Montez Ford and show that he isn't a fluke, that he deserves to be in the WWE, that one spear doesn't break him in half like Braun Breaker expected it to at that Elimination Chamber match? That one spear isn't going to break his spirit. You can see how serious Dominic Mysterio looks tonight. Mysterio wants to make a name for himself outside of his father, Ray, for sure. You know, the crowd not too fond of Dominic Mysterio. I mean, Mysterio does have a bad attitude, no doubt about it. But tonight, Mysterio has to put game face on and try and overcome Montez Ford. Well, here we go, one-on-one action. Ford, Mysterio. And the bell rings here. Now look at this. Ford able to duck out of the way of Mysterio. And now look at this. Ford gonna stack up Mysterio. Not able to get Mysterio here. Now look at this. Ford, Mysterio locking up here. Ford now backing Mysterio right up into the corner here. Mysterio now in trouble with Ford. And now Mysterio with a kick right to the low of the gut here. And now look at this. Not able to catch Ford here, but now Ford able to counter Mysterio. And now here comes Montez Ford with a nice, that's how you do it. Ford showing Mysterio that is exactly how you pull off a high-risk maneuver. Making a little bit of a mistake here did Mysterio, and now Mysterio with nasty shots to Montez Ford. One of the human highlight reels here in the WWE is Montez Ford for sure. And now look at this, able to trip up Ford here. Now it seems like Mysterio gonna go for a little ground pound, but there Montez Ford again countering Mysterio, humiliating Mysterio here, who is a known high flyer. But now look at this, Ford gonna lock Mysterio back in the corner here. And now big right hand from Montez Ford on Mysterio. And now look at this, Mysterio finally comes in after Ford comes out here. Now Ford in trouble with Mysterio, and Mysterio plants forward with a nice backbreaker. A nice backdrop, I should say. Mysterio now, ooh, stomping in the chest of Montez Ford here. Now just look at these stomps from Mysterio here. Now it looks like Mysterio has transferred from an attempted high-flying offense to more ground and pound against Montez Ford, and that's what will make Mysterio so good in the ring, is that he will continue to adjust his offense as needed, and a big right hand from Mysterio, and Montez Ford fights back Mysterio here. Oh, look at this, Ford saying bring it on, but now Ford with a big right hand of his own. And a big right hand from Ford. Now Ford saying come on boy, bring it on. Now Mysterio and Ford just battling out, but Ford with a big insecurity to Mysterio. Ford here, what is Ford thinking? And now Ford gonna stomp on the arm of Mysterio here as Ford goes to the top rope, goes to that drop district, but now Mysterio, once again, that ground and pound from Mysterio against Ford here. And now look at this, Mysterio went for another high-flying maneuver, but it's not going to work with Montez Ford, who has Mysterio scouted. And look at this, Ford has Mysterio up here. Now drops Mysterio. Now what is Ford looking for here? Comes in hot with a nice splash on Mysterio. Lateral presses, not even a 1 count there for Ford. That wasn't a strong pin from Ford at all. Now look at this, Ford has Mysterio up here. Now look at Ford, but now Mysterio takes out the leg of Montez Ford. Again, being very smart is Mysterio. Only a 2 count. Taking out the leg of Ford is smart. Take away the agility of Ford here. And now look at this. Rey Mysterio comes in with a nice tornado DDT. And only a 2 count there for Mysterio on Ford. Mysterio right now taking it to Ford here. And now, Ford gets sent across the ropes here. And now Ford could be in trouble, but no. He catches Rey Mysterio 6'1", catches Dom Mysterio 619 here. Now look at Ford right in Mysterio's face here. And now a big super kick from Ford. Now what is Ford thinking? Ford, and a nice overhead neckbreaker from Ford. And now Ford, Ford going to that top rope, going for that drop zone with that nice, perfectly executed frog splash on Mysterio. 2, 3, and Ford picks up a big victory. Humongous victory. What a perfect win for Oh, wait, that's Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker and Ford don't like each other, but now Braun Breaker attacking Mysterio here. And now look at this, Ford taking off Breaker, and now Breaker and Ford battling out. These two have beef like no other. And now Montez Ford saves an attack from Dominic Mysterio. And now these two men staring each other down. What a night here on WWE HAVOK. Maybe a little respect between these two?